Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel of
OnlyPlants&Fungi.
I'm
Christina.
And I'm Eric.
And this is our lovely little mascot, Mushy.
Mushy, who we love so much, who is so big, thick, big brain, big head, and very mushy indeed.
He is mushy. I will give you that.
Yeah.
So we both currently live in Long Beach, California, here in lovely SoCal.
Sunny California.
We're besties.
Well, sometimes.
And we met through the vegan community here in SoCal.
Of the activism, yeah.
Yes. And so we decided that we wanted to start this channel to show the world about veganism and our experience as vegans in a non-vegan world.
We like the definition of veganism as a philosophy and way of living that seeks to exclude as far as is possible and practicable all forms of exploitation of and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose.
Yes, so veganism is not just a diet, but it is a stance against using animals for human benefit. It's a lifestyle, it's a way of living, it's a philosophy. And so yeah, diet is very important. It's a very important part of veganism, but also it's important for us to not use animals for clothing and entertainment, and just remember that they aren't here for us humans and we do not need to use them, and therefore we should not. So I am originally from South Carolina. I moved out here to California about 4 years ago, and I became vegan about almost 7 years ago. I was a senior in college when I was in my philosophical era, which I'm still in. I'm still a philosophical person, but especially at that point, I was really learning about the world, absorbing so much knowledge as a college student. And I learned about the animal agriculture industry, and I have always been a huge animal lover, like self-proclaimed since I can remember. My first word was duck. And oh yeah, I've actually never told you that. Eric's the big duck guy.
I love that.
Yeah. So yeah, I've always been a huge animal lover. And when I was a kid, my family were big into fishing. And I would go fishing with them, fit in with the guys in my family. I would go fishing, and I always hated it. Like when we would catch fish, it would just really freak me out to see those fish suffering, even though you couldn't hear them. It was obvious the way they were flapping their tail that they were horrified. And then when my family would clean them, and then fry them, I never wanted to eat it. So I never ate fish growing up. And I did kind of make the connection as a kid and tried to go vegetarian for a little bit, and it just didn't work living at home. But I still continue to love animals. I actually wrote a play about it, an animal rights themed play at age 11 that was for animals in the wild that were going extinct. I wanted to do this whole big benefit thing for the animals, so that's why I wrote the play, and it fell through because I was 11, but I tried. So I think that I have always been vegan at heart. I think most people are always vegan at heart, from the start, but we are socially conditioned to think that it's okay to use animals for food and for entertainment and for clothing, because we tell ourselves that they're here for us and that it's necessary. But once we make the connection that it's actually not necessary, then we realize that, wait, we actually need to make a change. So can you tell us your vegan story, Eric?
So before I turned vegan, I was actually vegetarian for a long time, starting at the age of 8 years old. And I was vegetarian for 12 years. And I became vegetarian because just being my little tech young self, on the interweb when it was glowing up around 2008 to 10, I was on YouTube, and I happened to come across the documentary of From Farm to Fridge. And I watched that video, and it showed the process of literally how animals go through slaughterhouses and the process and all the standard practices that are really disgusting and disturbing of like how they kick and treat the animals. And even in not that, like they're just living like in their own shit and waste. And aside from just like their standards, like I knew I did not want to contribute to a system that use animals in this kind of way. And as a matter of fact, being like 8 years old, when I would go to like McDonald's and like get a Happy Meal or go to the grocery store and see and get meat, like I had no idea that was an animal at all. Because like when you see like a patty, it's just like a round little slab that is inserted in your burger with a bunch of like other like veggies in there. And so yeah, like immediately the next day I cut out meat immediately. And I remember my parents like at first they were like, oh, like I don't know like what we're gonna feed them and all that, but they were very accommodating. And I'm so grateful for that, because it made it so easy for me to like kind of eat all the different alternatives or just like remove meat. And like yeah, and I was so thankful for like my parents not really making a big deal out of it and being very supportive, because I know not a lot of families are supportive of it. And yeah, so like after that, vegan for 12 years. And it wasn't until 2020 where
vegetarian for 12 years.
Vegetarian for 12 years, yes. Yeah.
Then vegan.
Yeah, it wasn't until 2020 where I learned more about like the dairy and egg industry and like how directly connected it is to the meat industry. And I had no idea. And like, obviously what I don't know, like wasn't bothering me at the time. But as soon as I found out, I immediately made that cut too. And it was so easy switching from vegetarian to veganism. It's just like they already have all the vegan cheese, the vegan egg. You can make tofu scramble, just like somebody made.
I made this morning.
Yeah. And yeah, so like there's just no reason to take those other animal products when it's so simple to replace. And yeah, so after that, strong vegan now.
So can you tell us why veganism matters to you, Eric? Why it matters so much to you?
Veganism matters to me because I do not want to contribute to a system that is intentionally and directly causing harm and violence to animals, especially if we could thrive without doing so. All these animals are being exploited for food, for clothing, for entertainment, and any other ways that humans like to just make enjoyment out of them. And it's really barbaric. And there's really no justifiable way to do that, especially when it's unnecessary and causing harm to them. No one likes causing harm to animals. It's just we're all blindsided because we don't see what's happening behind these closed doors. To these animals, we say we love animals, but we would never treat a dog or cat this way. And so yeah, to me, being vegan is a moral obligation. It is not a personal preference.
Yes, I agree, Eric. And yeah, veganism also matters to me for the same reasons. And it's mostly just, I really want to make sure that my actions are aligned with my values. Like I said earlier, I've always considered myself an animal lover, but it wasn't until about 7 years ago as a senior in college that I finally made that connection and decided to make that change, to really make my actions align with those values of being an animal lover and seeing that it just isn't necessary to use them. So how can I justify if it's not necessary? And yeah, when I went vegan, I was still living in South Carolina, and there weren't a lot of vegan options there like there are here in Southern California. But I learned to become a fantastic cook, no offense, as he can attest. And I learned all about the substitutes, which we will make a future video on
for,
so that you guys can learn as well. Because once you learn the substitutes, you realize, wow, it's just like it's a way of eating that is, it becomes normal to you. Like instead of making eggs, like we said earlier, tofu scramble, freaking delicious. Check out Rainbow Plant Life's recipe.
And also regarding tofu, in which people are like, oh, it doesn't taste good. Really, as soon as you know like what kind of seasoning and sauce to put on it, it's as easy as waking up every day. You just gotta slap it on there, and you're not exploiting animals. It tastes great. It's very healthy, and it's delicious and
I'm
nutritious.
guilty of eating tofu almost every day.
Every day. Yeah. Same.
Yeah. But veganism matters so much to both of us because we really don't want to cause unnecessary harm. And we have built a community of people here who also live by that. And that's what's so great about living in a place like Southern California that has so many vegans.
Yeah, so many people that we could connect with, and like we go out to eat with them, we do activism with them, we just really truly enjoy who they are, like deep down, because they have a great soul and everyone's in it for like the right reasons. And it's like there's no better community really of just like everyone's so supportive of each other, and like we're always pushing each other to the best in like in life, and then also for the mission of like trying to not exploit animals and educate everyone all around us.
And I can't wait for you guys to meet all of our amazing friends when they make guest appearances on our channel. Their little celeb guest appearances.
Yeah.
Vegans are so amazing. But of course, you know, we accept anyone on any journey. So this channel is definitely not just for vegans. We just want to educate, and being vegan is not about judging, because we were not born vegan. Most of us weren't. I know one person who was born vegan.
I wasn't.
But, you know, and we all make the connection at different times. We're just here to educate, and we want to provide a safe space for people who are interested in veganism.
So on this channel, we're going to be filming different types of vegan activism, with one of them being college outreach, where we're going to be going out to different campuses, setting up tables, and having signage with something to invite people to come and sit down and have a talk with us and start a conversation.
And yeah, I think it's so important to go to college campuses and talk to people who are in that stage of life. Like I said, I was in my philosophical era my senior year. I mean, we should always be in our philosophical era, but especially in college, your brain is absorbing so much new knowledge, and you're less set in your ways than a lot of humans sadly become. And yeah, it's just so important to pick their brains and show them, you know, like that the world is not all that it seems.
Yeah, and college students, you know, these are people going to school for their career and taking this mindset and this good ethical philosophy with them that can make huge change in like trying to avoid exploitation and making things better for animals and everyone else.
Yes. So yeah, so college campuses, and then also we are going to be showing footage from We the Free, which is a somewhat new activism organization, and our wonderful friends Randy and Christina just started one in LA, and we've had the chance to participate in it. So it is really cool because you hold up signs, like watch a 3-minute video and then win a prize, which is usually a vegan snack, but they don't know what the footage is until they watch it. And then after they watch the 3-minute video, they discuss with an activist. And yeah, I think it's a really cool way to pick people's brains and have discussions with people.
Yeah, definitely. Because they don't know what they're signing up for, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
And another type of activism that we're going to do is kind of like experimental artwork. So like one thing off the top of my head is I think it'd be really cool to have like the most realistic looking animals possible and showcase them. For example, like let's say chickens, like in cages, and really how like disgusting it is, how like all the, or I should not say all the room, like the tiny amount of room they have, and bring that up with like different kind of other animals. And so when people are walking by, you know, a lot of people don't know the practices and like how much space they get, so they'll be really shocked, and we could have great conversations about that. I'm really excited about that because we could get really creative with props, and it's just like a different kind of activism that like not a lot of people do. And so as me being an artiste,
yes,
I could definitely use my creativity on that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think it's so important to use art and creativity to stand up for what you believe in. Mm-hmm. So I'm super excited for that.
And so yeah, thanks for watching our first video, getting to know a little bit about ourselves and like why being vegan matters and all the different types of activism that we're gonna do. So again, my name is Eric.
And I'm Christina. And this is Mushy.
And we are OnlyPlants
and Fungi.
Later.
See you next time, guys.